This is Tory MP Therese Coffey, known for talking utter
Line to you what has been suggested in terms of things were referred, but nevertheless, when somebody phoned the Prime Minister, particularly on Friday, I think it was, he agreed with the Chief Whip that the whip should be suspended.
Sorry, I genuinely don't understand that sentence. That it was suggested and things were referred. What does that mean?
Since 2020, England's water firms pumped sewage into our rivers and seas for more than 7 million hours.
Famous for word salad, she's also the Environment Secretary, so she oversees the water companies and is responsible for dealing with them concerning the untreated sewage that's being pumped into our rivers and seas.
England's rivers are filled with a chemical cocktail of sewage, agricultural waste and plastic, according to a cross-party group of MPs, and it's putting both public health and nature at risk. A new report released today finds that not a single river in England is free from pollution.
So how does Therese Coffey feel about this situation? Well, it's hard to see any sense of outrage from this next clip with Sophie Ridge on Sky.
Dirty rivers, dirty beaches, 300,000 spill events in England last year. Is the situation acceptable?
Well, I don't think it's acceptable, but that's why the water companies are already under a criminal investigation. And that investigation was initiated, I think it was last year. There's also investigations being done by the economic regulators. So together, the Environment Agency and Ofwat have got that combined investigation.
Are you angry towards the water companies?
I have to say I'm pretty fed up with the water companies, and we've seen an apology this week, which is the right thing for them to have done.
There's sewage going into our rivers pretty much all the time. This discharge in Essex has been going on for about the last 40 hours. I can smell the sewage running into this stream.
And here's the thing, usually water companies blame heavy rainfall for the reason sewage is discharged, but
it seems like even on the 19th of July last summer, which was the hottest day on record, the middle of a dry spell, that even then there was sewage being released illegally. I mean, you've talked about the Environment Agency. Do you also take your share of the responsibility for this?
Well, it does seem extraordinary on the hottest day of the year that there may be releases. Again, I go back to the fact the Environment Agency is the regulator. They will the people who will do the detailed investigation and understanding of why all that has happened and what they're going to do about it in terms of, was it a breach, is there an explanation, or frankly, had the water companies literally dropped the ball and messed up?
And this is the thing I find with Coffey, is that she feels so distant and unengaged, reacting to stuff in an almost curious and bemused state. Finally, here's Labour MP Barry Shearman summing up what we all probably feel about her.
The Minister and ask her the very pertinent question. What did she say to the senior executive in Yorkshire Water when I complained about the quality of the water in some of the rivers in Yorkshire? And they said, Mr. Shearman, don't you realise that there is no river in our country that is fit to swim in? Isn't it the truth that her pathetic performance today and her use of the most vulgar language I've heard in this chamber in all my years in this House, isn't it true she's out of her depth, she's incompetent and she should resign immediately?
Yeah. It is not acceptable. I don't know the status of basis of what he's just made that assertion of quoting the Chief Executive of Yorkshire Water. That is not the case. And frankly, I'm conscious he can always contact me directly to give me the quotation and the source of that quotation. I look forward to receiving it, and of course I will take the water company chief executive to task if that is truly what she said.
Point of order, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I asked you a question a few moments ago where I said very clearly, and I know the Secretary of State is under great pressure today. She seems to be out of her depth in quite shallow water. But, Mr. Deputy Speaker, she misquoted me. I said a senior executive in Yorkshire Water. I did not say the chief executive of Yorkshire Water, and that is on the record, and Hansard will show. I want an apology from the Secretary of State.
Click here if you want to know why Brexit Britain is like Tom and Jerry.